Okay, so for the next part of the assignment, we are going to create a winter wonderland. And you notice that's probably how winter looks like in Houston. That's our winter. But what we want to do, make it from this winter, we want to make, oh, maybe you're clicking on it too many times, this kind of winter. We want to, and we can say cards to people and tell them, hey, it snows in Houston. Put it on Facebook. Put it on Instagram. So that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to, actually I don't need to close this one. You don't need to worry about it. Oh, no. And we are going to open the barn JPEG, drag it into the Photoshop icon. This one will be coming up next. My picture. All right. So, few steps I'm going to tell you. First of all, we need to duplicate the layer so it's not affected. So go ahead and duplicate it. And we are going to select the greens in the image using color range. And it's the best way to do it. Otherwise, it'll be a pain in the butt to select every little leaf. So go ahead and select, go to select, color range. And one thing I want you to do right away is we're only going to worry about fuzziness, not range. So deselect localized color clusters. And the measurement right now doesn't matter too much as I'm looking of selecting the color. So I want to give you a few tips. We want to start with a mid-tone green because why we want to select the green? Snow usually doesn't lay over green. Other places have 4 seasons. So it changes to brown and golden shades and all that. So we want to select the green to make it into brown first and then into snow. So I'm going to go start here like that, and then I'm going to do the plus, and notice where I'm clicking. I'm going to have a lot of selected right here. If you click in the brown, like dark area like that, that is not correct. You don't want that. It may look like snow here, it's not. So you undo, but notice where I'm clicking. I'm clicking in a shadow, but not in the darkest part of the shadow. And I'm clicking around. Okay. And be very careful not to click in the trees, because in the trees you have a lot of different color and sometimes you may pick up something else. But you can click around here. It's pretty good. And then I'm going to increase my fuzziness. Now it's for you. You do whatever you need. I'm going to increase this because I want a lot of white. I want snow definitely on the ground, and it's okay if I have a little bit on my trees. I want snow, and a little bit on my house if I need to. So we're looking at something like this for the image. Notice how, and if you don't do correctly this first step, nothing else will work correctly. It won't look right. So it's very important for you to select this pretty well. So after I'm satisfied, I do okay. So you're gonna have a lot of marching ants in an image, which is good. Some of you will have more, some will have less. And then we are going to make this into a layer mask. So go ahead and click right away, layer mask. So you should look like this. You have black and then white image. So first thing we're going to do is remove the green out of the image, and we're going to do it using adjustment layer and hue saturation. And the only thing, my nose is tickling. Only thing you want to do is move the hue out so you have more of a brown. It's okay if you're tiny. Now I don't have that much green in my image. It's just my projector's killing it. So when you're looking online, you see that. But you notice it's changing everything, right? So what do we click? We click only to this one. Click on that little button on the bottom. So it only will move it to the layer below it. It won't affect anything except the clipping mask. Okay. So we want something like this. That's good.
Now we got all.
Okay. Now we are going to close that. Everybody good? We're going to do another hue and saturation. right above it. Hue saturation. This time we are going to remove all the snow. There, we have snow in Houston. No, I'm just kidding. So make the lightness 100%, and then again click this little button here, and you should have snow in your image. I'm resuming. So now we need to remove some of the color that's kind of warm. We want to make it cooler. So go ahead and click on the adjustment layers again. And this time I want you to select photo filter. And we are going to make it not warmer but cooler. And I'm going to do filter 80, cooling filter 80 for that one. So it's a little bit cooler. And do not click below the layer. We want to make sure everything is cooler, okay? So don't clip below the layer. Just do the photo filter, the whole thing. So now it's time to create a snow. We need some snow. We have some snow here, but we need the flakes, the snowflakes. And we are going to create a new layer. Call that layer snow. Layer snow. Then go ahead and reset so you have white for the foreground. And if you have your brush selected, we're going to adjust the hardness around 70, 80, something like that. Let's see what size. Oh, that's a big one. That is too much of a snow. Okay, straight line doesn't work. And snow is pretty small, so I would say around 50 to 60 pixels will be fine. And we're gonna make it random sizes anyway. Okay, so everybody good? And you can play with that setting. But the next is the brush options. So for the spacing, we are going to separate it probably around, let's say around 100 will be good. So always test it out. Okay. 110, 100, 110, something like that. You play with it. Next, let's click on Shape Dynamics. And we are going to adjust the size jitter to 100%. You see what I did? Just 100% for the size. You want to make it as random as possible. Now you can also adjust the roundness jitter to make some of them different size. And we're gonna drop that as well and make it maybe 60%. Some of them. Okay. Maybe not. I don't change my mind. I don't know if I like them being all round. Let me see. That might be okay. Let's do 30% on that one. This is what happens. You test it. No. Next. Then we're gonna do scattering. And we're gonna go around 500, 600% on the scatter, and let's double the count. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm gonna do between 500, 600, whichever one is good. Count 2. Okay, and that's it. So now you can close that window and then draw your snow. Paint it away. And if you want to make it bigger size, you can click on the left bracket, right bracket, so you can adjust the sizes. And even if you do, you can also adjust, if you need to adjust the brush, you can always adjust the hardness of the brush more, so it's going to be more prominent snow in the presets. Okay, so that's how you create the snow effect. Okay. And yes, it does snow in Houston. We are done with this. Thank you. And go ahead, save this image, save as, and it's going to be a JPEG. Always keep your PSD in case I ask you. But we're going to save this as JPEG. Remove the copy, and then save that in a folder that you'll be submitting to me. Whichever folder that is.